HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must've got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing!
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must've got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, Sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to ECAC Valorant Week 3. I'm Septilence, that handsome man is Jack. We are going to be bringing you what could very possibly be one banger of a series. But before we jump into all of that, Jag, how you feeling tonight?
I am feeling great. It's great to be back here on the ECAC stream. Last week, got to cover some Overwatch, but that was back on Esports U. So here we are back on the channel where we've been for the last few months. And we got two teams that neither of us have seen so far. Yeah. Two teams that are also coming into this undefeated. So like you said, this could be a pretty, I would say, good series. But how they got to 2-0, a little bit different. Farmingdale, they're coming in. It's a program that's been around for a little bit. This is their first semester as this new team, the A team, the green team as they designate themselves. They did make semifinals last season in the ECAC, but this season they want to go further than that. The player I think we're going to be really looking out for on their side is Sad, a Radiant player who can flex to any role. And one of the most interesting things they told me looking at this was that their favorite map is Icebox, so they're going to ban it to give Boise State a chance. They banned Icebox first. That was their choice. So I don't know if they're trolling a little bit. Maybe they don't actually like Icebox, and it's just, you know, a little bit of mind games. But yeah, either way, they did go forward with what they said they would do.
That is courageous, honestly. I mean, Boise is clearly not a team to be kind of giving up on early. Like you mentioned, both these teams are 2-0, so somebody will be breaking that win record today, or that win streak, rather. And I truly don't know who it's going to be. What I do know, however, Jag, is what the first map is going to be. And luckily enough, it is the map that not only is our backgrounds, but is one of my personal favorites as of late. It's going to be Haven.
Yeah, and kind of talk a little bit more about these teams. Boise State, they did not have a 2-0 sweep last week. So far, Farmingdale has not dropped a map. Boise State, they actually did. They had to reverse sweep their series last week, and they had to do it by getting an 18-16 victory in overtime on Bind. So I'm sure they feel pretty comfortable about the second map. I believe that was their pick. Yes, it was Farmingdale. They picked Haven. And Boise State decided to pick defense, which is very interesting. We always talk about this. Haven's kind of more of an attacker-sided map. I would say Fracture's the other one, or maybe Breeze. Those are like the top three, I would say, that are best to start attacker-sided on. It always tells me that usually if you want to play defense first, you have an idea for what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Defense usually indicates there is some kind of plan down the line that we may not see straight away, but it's definitely going to be something to keep an eye out on. And you just made a comment there as well, Jag. It was... The plan was given away pretty quickly. Boise locking in Cypher here on Haven.
Yeah, and you don't see Cypher a lot these days on Haven. I actually really liked him back in the day because you can really just hold down A or C site depending on what you want to play with the tripwires, with the spy cam. But a lot of people have gone to the direction of just running a Killjoy instead if they do want to run a traditional Sentinel because she's a little more versatile. They can play her on both sides, attacking or defending. But also, we've seen kind of a transition to teams running a KO instead. It looks like Farmingdale, although they haven't locked things in, they might actually want to run a combination of both. The one thing that's most notable about this to me is there's no chamber on either side.
Yep, which is a shame, truly. I really like chamber gameplay. We've been seeing a lot more of it recently, and this Cypher is going to be a real make or break on the side of Boise State because he is almost entirely, but not entirely, a defensive-sided agent. So the defense for Boise is going to have to be as strong as humanly possible if they want any hope of winning in the second half of this map.
And the reason we say that isn't necessarily because he's like useless on the attacking side, but he's just so much better at defense. His strength as an attacker is once you get the spike planted, then you can deny retake, you can stop the defenders from trying to come back in and defuse the spike, and basically set up as a defender on attack. But otherwise, when you're trying to enter a site, the spy cam, it could be good to find information. You could also set up a tripwire behind so no one rotates behind you. Other than that, it's just a body. So Boise State, if they want to win this first half, they're going to have to get a lot of rounds stacked up here on their defensive side early on. We're going to have to see what they can do here on the pistol round as we see the buys coming in. A little bit more expensive weaponry-wise on Boise's side.
Yeah, we're going to have 3 Ghosts and a Sheriff online for Boise. So they're looking to hold defense, and they're looking to hold it strong. Now, I like the aggression just kind of right out the gate from Farmingdale. They're going to flash mid, look for an opportunity onto B site. I feel like we don't see B site plants often. I feel like we also don't see one-tap headshots through smokes very often. But it's going to be J-Back finding that first elimination, giving Boise State, honestly, a massive advantage. They've got the guns advantage. Now they have the numbers advantage. Farmingdale, they've got 2 other sites they can rotate around to. However, they're tucking their tails just a little bit, perhaps a little bit of uncertainty. Gonna be biting them in the butt as we jump later into this round.
You're losing their jet, their primary initiator, besides the KO, is going to be very tricky to try to get back into this. And I agree with you. You don't see the B take very often pistol round. That's because usually the way you play that is you plant it outside or like I guess towards the garden area, so that way you can see it from the big window. You can get like a Marshall down there, or some sort of long range weapon, and then just kind of hold that. But they don't have that here. All they have is classics.
Classics are not going to do much against the Sheriff. Panda able to find that one tap. You find many more. Goes for a shot to this second. Finds the third.
Spike down A.
Traded out by
Last player standing.
Moment. It is a 4v1. A KJ with a classic and a dream, but unfortunately that dream is about to turn into a nightmare. Goes for the spike plant, looking for the threat to be guaranteed, but it is the shock dart from Dreammaker that puts that pistol round away. Boise State going up 1-0.
I think there, if you're going to lose that round, you might as well try to go for the plan. I'm not sure what else you can really do there for a hero, but they make the choice to try to fight it instead. Turn their back around and get destroyed by the shock dart. That's just how it be sometimes when you're in a 4v1.
Right here.
What can they do here on what's going to be a save for them? Can't buy. It's going to be Boise being able to get a little bit of the spoils there with the Spectres and the Marshalls. I always talk about this. If you can get like 2 to 3 elims of just classics, you're going to set yourself up such a great bonus round going forward.
Yeah, the bonus round can be truly a pivotal moment in the early game here. It can give a team a huge opportunity to find themselves in a winning position. They're going to be able to flip a fight or perhaps even the points on their head and take a map by storm. However, a bye has been committed by Boise State here, and the ball, not fantastic reaction time, but Dreammaker is going to be there to make up for it. Sad goes down on the B site, and once again, it is a 5v4 in favor of Boise. They've got the numbers, they've got the weapons, and they've got the gusto. They're looking to find this second round as quickly as possible. There's another one. Shell able to find Zeno, looking for a third, but it's going to be Chief Sosa who puts him down. Shell traded out 43. Farmingdale's KJ, though, critical condition, not a healer in sight.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do there, nothing that can bring them back. And in their keys to victory, when I asked them, they said it was basically just going to run it down. This would have been the round to really run it down. You only have classics, just try to run into a site, overpower with numbers. You're not going to win the 1v1 gun battle.
Right.
And I don't think that, yeah, Boise State, then they lost 1 along the way, so I said get 2 or 3, that could be huge. This is still winnable for Boise. This is the bonus that Farmingdale will have, so they can buy the assault rifles, they can buy the Vandals, which it seems like they're going to have 4 of, they can buy the Spectres, or not the Spectres, the Phantoms. They only have 1 person who has light armor, so overall just almost full kitted completely across the board. Because you only really took out 1 person, Spectres, they're not going to be as good as what's on the side of Farmingdale, but they can work. It's still possible they still take this.
There's absolutely a possibility this can be taken. Force buying, or buying up the bonus round, if you will, is surprisingly not a guaranteed round win advantage. I have had more than my fair share of teams losing this round with the better weapon. So it really comes down to a lot of mechanics, a lot of patience, and on Haven in particular, a lot of game knowledge. 3 sites is obviously 1 more site than any other map in the game, so these attacking sides can have more of an advantage. Boise State's going to have to play smart, and they're going to have to play slow. Overextending even an inch can make or break a round win for them here.
I really like this camera positioning. Right now, they're trying to see if they can catch anyone out on long, but they back up just as people are actually coming to the site. Maybe they heard something. Now they're back at the spy cam. Oh, Shells, you got to be really careful where you are.
Oh, and the action begins, but Shells is going to get taken out by the fire squad. He is going to be able to confirm that kill and open the site completely up for Farmingdale. We talked about a little bit of overextension, and Shells unfortunately may have done just that. Akiru now finding Panda out in the back line. 2 powerhouse players taken down in the blink of an eye. 5v3 Boise looking for their opportunity, Jack, to win their first round. And that almost guarantees them a second, which can tie things up 2-2. Boise State bringing in the flash early. Able to find 3 down yourself, but that's going to beat Chief Sosa. Push the ball down, J-Dag not far behind. There's a new sheriff in town, but this sheriff's about to find himself 6 feet up.
Dreammaker. I don't know if there's any dreams here. Can it be memes or even anything that would be substantial in this? I think at this point, Dreammaker's just trying to avoid a flawless round. They might just go down to the spike anyway. They do want the extra credits for falling. Right. I think that's it. But they don't want to give any away to the enemy. So they do fall. They get a little bit of a bonus. They give nothing over to Farmingdale. I think that's the best way you could have played that.
Yeah, that is the best way to lose a round in that scenario, I think. Like you said, you don't guarantee any additional ult charge or any additional econ to anybody on the side of Farmingdale except for the round win itself. A flawless could have definitely made their situation a wee bit worse, but Boise's situation certainly not a good one. Dreammaker, though, trying to make those dreams reality, bringing out an operator here on round 4, even committing light armor to have that on. I guess the only thing that really works out well here is the element of surprise.
Yeah, and that's usually not a role you see Sova take. You usually give it to your Jet, just because they have that dash, they got the Talon, so they can back out of an angle if their pressure got too much. But, I mean, if you can hit the shots, it works. But, ooh, Panda not hitting any shots there.
Yeah, I'm not sure Panda even pulled the trigger there. That was just walking out into 3 players and unfortunately getting dismissed very early on. Boise State losing a round that, to be fair, they are kind of expected to. They're going to find themselves in a 5v4. On the wrong side of it, but Dreammaker trying to be the chef in the kitchen, trying to cook up a new plan here where Boise might be able to find a shot. Looks for one, gonna miss it, and all of a sudden, things are looking even more bleak. Gets the second attempt and misses that as well. Sad, gonna put him down. J-Mag finds one, but Sad with a great flick down.
Player standing.
One player. I know it's going to be a 2-player advantage for Farmingdale as they secure their second round win to tie things up 2-2 here on Haven.
Not as clean there. Do they get the op? I don't think they picked it up in time, which I don't think is really that important, honestly. This is a really hard map to attack or to op on as an attacker, so
Should I play some
yeah, that's it. That's all you got, and there's like 7 good spots if you're a defender, so if anything, they just get rid of it. They still have enough economy where they can buy for each other. Boise State has to go for the save. So 2 very interesting decisions there by Boise State. Putting their operator on, you know, Dreammaker, who was at the top of the leaderboard, but also doesn't have the abilities to get out. And Panda, who does have those capabilities, just going in to basically a live fire. Now they're going to have to see if they can do anything here with much less weaponry.
And now Panda rocking with the Marshal, so it's not like they're unfamiliar with snipers. I'm very curious as to what the team's strategy may have been to not let that Jet have the operator with simply econ. I had to try to I'm going to buy it, or maybe a bit of miscommunication. We truly may never know, but what we need to be looking at now is the pressure that is being found out. That takes out J-Bag in the backline, takes out Jabald as well. A great bait from Akiru, guaranteed that elimination for Farmingdale. Sad was the player, Jag, you mentioned to watch out for, and by golly, I'm glad we have, because Sad is making waves every single round.
Yeah, and they are top fragging right now in the lobby, and I think that's the biggest thing that makes them dangerous is that they can flex. Like, you don't usually expect your top fragger to be a Sova, but they can do it all.
Oh! Speaking of Sova's doing it all, Dreammaker not able to land that shot, but Sad is going to be able to 3v2 in favor of Farmingdale. It's more like 2v2.5 as that Sova just above that half marker.
Yeah, not a lot of health. They do have the Hunter's Fury, so they could try to play this much more defensively and play all the way back. Instead, they play a very close angle.
Yeah, a super close angle, and Panda trying to take advantage of the aggression coming out, but Dino going to be able to put Panda down. Shells picks up the Vandal. Going to get double swung, and Chief Sosa picks up the wallbang kill onto Shells. Farmingdale, they've gone as far as not only tying things up, Jack, but not taking a 1-round lead.
Yeah, 3 rounds in a row. It seems like since the bonus round, it has been theirs for the taking. And that's 1 round that they should have won, respectively, you know, knowing that they had the buy and Boise State didn't. I would say for Boise State, you're actually feeling pretty good about that. Now you can buy yourself. You take out some economy from Farmingdale. It's not enough where they still can't buy for themselves. In fact, they should still have a pretty good buy next round. But you're not losing rounds and giving, you know, or taking nothing away. You are getting things out of them so far. But you're not getting ultimates out that much. You know, if you've been able to get out the Hunter's Fury, that would have been huge there. Instead, you take out the Sova first. They got 3 ultimates. You got 3 ultimates. But none of their ultimates require a body like Cypher does.
The ultimates may be the name of the game here, moving into round 6. Pressure's on. Shells has been a little too overzealous for my liking. A couple of rounds already. Will that history be repeated here? Players have been planted. One being found out, but a KO will interrupt any hope. Shells had him hiding and able to pick up something but Sad with the trade on the 100 now. Dreammaker takes out 3. Oh my goodness! And still going down. Panda gets taken out. Sad able to find 3. Gonna take it over the reload. Gonna ruin it. J-Bag puts down Sad, and Jag, the waffle iron has been flipped. Boise State, they have tied things back up 3-3.
Sad gets 3, but can't get it done there. The reload, it was the worst possible time, and instead it's Dreammaker on the other side who's able to get a very, very nice Hunter's Fury, even with the ultimate pops from the KO. Even though they had the null command going, they still were taken down. No one was able to bring them back. that life was not meant to be. So Shells kind of give themselves up for the cause there, but has the information the team needs to get back to the swing of things, and all of a sudden it's tie ball game once more.
They form a make or break ultimate, and it's always the over-aggression that bites the Jets in the butt. Very rarely is it the ultimate itself. If Panda peeks now, gonna be into a 1v1 firefight with, I believe that was Akira, but now it's all about the patience. Nobody wants to be the one to overextend any longer. I feel like every round we've seen the team lose with entirely their own overextensions, and now both those teams are learning from the mistakes, looking to adapt. Pressure's on. Panda trying to play that corner, but nobody's making the appearance quite yet. It's all about the slow game.
Seems like Farmingdale's looking for some sort of default. Usually they've just been running onto sites, but now they're looking for a pick first before they do anything. Trailblazer, not that Trailblazer. Actually, Seekers could be coming out any moment from the side of Boise State.
I was also expecting those Seekers to have them off for just a moment. And Panda, oh my goodness! Timing is really everything, my friend. With that wallbang headshot kill onto Panda Dreammaker. Gets the trade, but the damage may have been done. J-Bag can't peek this any more than you want to. Cheap Scotia will not miss this shot twice, but it's going to be J-Bag. It's some great help from the team. Get rid of that elimination. Zeno finds the trade onto your ball. The Cosmic Divide up and running for Boise State. And here comes the Hunter's Fury to boot. Farmingdale trying to make some space when it matters most.
Yeah, the Hunter's Fury cuts through that ultimate. It's the only thing that will go through it. Oh, they gotta move. They gotta move. They're not gonna move in time.
Nobody is going to do that. It is a bloodbath down the board, and Sad drops 3 in the final moments. Unfortunately, extra elims in the bonus area of the round are not going to count for the team round win. Boise finding that 4th round and starting to give Farmingdale a run for their money once again.
I always talk about how Cosmic Divide, I feel like, actually can really hurt you because, well, they might know what's going on your side. You're probably not going to be moving, especially when you're trying to defuse a spike. If they run in, they could run and gun you and just kind of clean you up. That's what happened. Sad able to get a bunch of kills at the end, but they don't move quick enough. They just kind of sit on the wall. They kind of go in and out, in and out. You know, they're not committing fully to actually trying to go through to the other side, and because of that, it's going to be a round that they maybe could have won going the other way.
And it's those maybe rounds that truly give a team a win or a loss at the end of the day. We've got to keep an eye out on, you know, how many rounds are going to end in favor of one of these teams just barely, just by the skin of their teeth, to one minor or whatever times seems to be a minor error, and truly it can come back and ruin these teams on maps, especially like Haven, where momentum can be flipped in the blink of an eye. It can be flipped during a half or especially at that halftime. That's a round where we start to see one team really start to take a lead.
Usually we do see that, but you know, sometimes it can just be a back and forth battle the entire time. And thus far, you know, knowing these teams are undefeated, knowing that they've had pretty good success early on this season, I would not be surprised if we saw some more overtime again. Boise State, they did go to 18-16, so it's not improbable. The historical reference is there where we could see extra rounds, or maybe Boise State, off of those misplays, are able to start building up momentum, like you said. It really could go either way.
Drew starting to make waves in these latter rounds here, taking out your balls early, was able to take out that Blade Storm in the last round.
30 seconds left.
And finding a spike plant, so absolutely colossal. I mean, that lockdown has been ready to go, but not used quite yet. J-Bag going to fall to Sad, 5v3. Boise starting strong here in the series, going to 3 rounds to 0, and now it's going to be Farmingdale who are looking to tie things up for the 3rd time, I believe.
Yeah, it would be the 3rd time so far in 8 rounds that we'd be tied, which is pretty crazy considering it really is just that back and forth.
Yeah. And the great smoke, but the smoke is not going to catch the bullet through the wall. A great wallbang kill from Sad, making it a 5v2, and all of a sudden I think this has turned into a save round for Boise State.
Yeah, this one's trying to exit fragment. Might be able to find one there. No, Soupy running and gunning, able to get it. It's now down to Shells to avoid being flawless.
Yeah, and Shells is going to be able to do it. Everybody tucking tail, getting out of dodge, and Farmingdale tying things up here, Jag. Going into round 9, we are tied up 4-4. Sad, the only one in double digits right now, 13 eliminations online.
Well, but this could have been disastrous, actually, for Boise State. Not only do they lose the round, their eco not nearly as healthy as Farmingdale, despite the fact that they are equal in rounds. They're going to have to go for a bit of a Frankenstein buy, a bit of a hybrid buys. I like to also say half and half, some save, some commitments, and you and I talk about this a lot. This is usually not the play that we suggest. I think early on like this, knowing it's a tie game, it's not as big of a risk as it could be later, but there was always going to be a risk when you could just full save and know that you can actually equal fully next round instead of doing this.
Oops.
A lot of hyper-aggressive util there from Boise State. Dreammaker is going to get a trade, so perhaps a bit of an unintentional bait on the side of Boise, but they've tied things up. Subi did fall to the trade. 4v4 moving in now. I suspect...
You should run.
Yeah, had I to guess, the lockdown is going to come out. I did just a little bit too long, and the lockdown is going to make that appearance. It's forced Boise into a couple of predictable positions, a couple of available spots, and maybe Farmingdale knows that. They know those exact locations. Sad picks up Panda early, and every time Panda goes down, I don't think we've seen Boise win around without them.
The Nebula was so well placed there. The way it was placed, it completely blocks off heaven. It's a one-way basically into hell. I'm not sure if that was intentional, if it was just kind of luck, but that was one of the best placed smokes I've seen in a long time, and it's a big part of why Farmingdale has that 4v3 right now. I'm not sure what Boise State can do here. Like we said, it's a bit of a light buy. They can't just march in and try to take this by force.
Dodges the flash, and still gonna get taken out by It not find him as Sad walks through. Jack, that may be the 4th or 5th round in a row that Farmingdale Sad has found a triple kill.
I mean, look at this. They're almost at 20 eliminations, and they also haven't died in a few rounds. I remember at one point, it was between them and Dreammaker. Dreammaker was 7-3. I think Sad was like 8-5. They have doubled their eliminations and have yet to fall in any of those engagements. Even in the rounds that they've lost, they got a triple kill at the very end with that Cosmic Divide. And now Boise State, with that half buy, actually have nothing left to spend. So I was talking about this before. You know, just full save, you can definitely try to battle back this round. Instead, they might have just given up a 2-for-0 special.
He caught out. Would not be a jet clip without a dash straight into the wall. And my friends, we are going to get to see here on Haven a lot of patience, a lot of a slow style gameplay, and this always makes me nervous. These teams, maybe they play a little bit too slow, maybe they're a little too persnickety about their approaches, and it's really going to be biting them in the butt as we move further down. Somebody's got to engage one way or another.
Farmingdale has really slowed down their pace of the game. Early on, they were just kind of running into a point, taking over. Now they're trying to find information or picks early on. They know they've got the better weaponry, but I think they realize, this is a really good team that they're facing. It doesn't matter how good the weaponry is, they can still lose this.
Oh! Second round in a row, the ball has got a flash, a blinded headshot kill onto somebody, and that's going to be a huge pacemaker for the team. 3v3 on the board, and here comes 100's Fury trying to interrupt the plant, not going to be able to. Akiru, the first to fall, but Chief Sosa with a double kill.
Collateral.
Amazing. That is a collat coming out earlier. Area. Round 1, can you make these dreams finally come true? Can you find 2 more?
Marshall not going to be able to do much here, and they also are playing the long game. They're playing C long. They know exactly what that spike is. Dreammaker going to have to do a lot of work here. I'm not sure really what they can do, honestly. They're going to have to hope that they just line up for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a bit of a giveaway. Now, somebody's in that corner, but all they're going to do is play the spike. That's their objective. And then, yeah, the longer you wait, you're going to get stunned out. Chief Sosa is going to pick up that triple kill. A very difficult round for Dreammaker to do anything. Truly just some top-tier gameplay from Farmingdale.
Yeah, and I think it's just really unlucky for the side of Boise State that Chief Sosa gets that collat. I think, it was a 3v2, and then they immediately get that double kill, and it's a 2v1. If they had that 3v2, I think they could have won that. It would have been an amazing thrifty run. It would have completely turned the tide. But instead, Farmingdale, they are guaranteed at least a tie at halftime. And it seems like they have all the momentum in their corner. It will be a buy for Boise State. They will get an operator online, and this time give it to Panda. But the ultimates are definitely in Farmingdale's favor, 2-0.
Excited to see another op in play. The question is, can somebody find an elimination with it? Pressure's on, but Panda holding a sight that it looks like nobody may be making an appearance down quite yet. Dreammaker clearing mid as well. I like the slow-paced gameplay. Dreammaker getting a little bit of intel. Now they know somebody's watching that A side, but it's secretly going to be down mid. As Sad is taken out early. A huge opportunity here for Boise State. Sad finally being taken offline.
Yeah, it's going to be down to Chief Sosa again to be kind of the carry mechanically in this round. They were able to step up last time. What can they do here?
I'm looking to see this interaction between Subi and this Astra. 2 of them are going to walk in. Only one of them is going to walk away. Unless JBag is able to make it back out of that engagement, chooses to duck out of Garage. Shells is going to get the intel they need. However, a lot of the defense is as far as A long. Subi walking up through mid, finding Dreammaker, and honestly, Jack, as we expect a rotation here, but they're just going to hard stick it onto the C site. Okay, making the clearance. Shells picks up one, gets credit out early. 3v2, making it a 2v2 in favor of neither team. Technically in favor of Farmingdale with that game still alive, but certainly not in a resible position.
Yeah, I think Subi's going to bite the dust here, but with the null command, it also does silence and give information about where people are. There's the elimination, because no one is able to get there in 10 seconds. But Farmingdale has the great setup again, where they're just going to play C long. They're just going to wait for something to happen. They've already used a Nanoswarm, which is actually kind of big, and Panda does have the up. The Cosmic Divide comes out. Ooh, this is actually looking pretty good. That Nanoswarm, I don't think it's going to do enough to stop this.
I don't think it is either. However, they gave up the spike. They're going to go for a secondary attempt. They're going to have to just Meta cannot find two half dash out. I think everybody died to the spike here unless they get out of dodge. Over the clock, maybe taking a little too late. Everybody going to go down, and that is a 7th round win for Farmingdale. This was tied up 4-4 at one point, and Farmingdale truly has begun to run away with it.
So I said the Nanoswarm is a little bit too early. I want to retract that statement because while it might not do damage, it stops them from going for the defuse. They use them back to back. They use them despite the Cosmic Divide. And I think J-Bag realizes there's no time to do this. Like, even if I get it onto it right now, it's just going to explode. And unfortunately, before they can even try to get it further than half, they get blown up. The operator play from Panda just wasn't accurate enough there to stop the push that came in from the attackers. Or the recon test once they were trying to stop the defuse. Now Farmingdale, they are guaranteed a lead. Can they get to 8-4 or will it be 7-5? This is a bit of a force for the defenders who they also don't have the best weaponry. So it's looking very likely that Farmingdale might be able to run away with a lead here.
I mean, a force, but it truly has to be, right? We're in the last round of the half. They're not going to be able to carry anything into the following half. They want to spend as many credits as they can. They got a couple of ultimates to boot, but this, the headshot from Panda. From Panda is not going to be enough to find that elimination. Dreammaker is going to get a little bit of damage, but walking into a 1v Casino adds that elimination. So we are seeing a hard rush from Farmingdale more to that A site. 2B is taken offline, but 3v2 in favor of Farmingdale. An ultimate alive on both sides. Could be a great opportunity here, but fortunately, it's sad 7 HP. That could be big.
Yeah, and also has under jury. So last time we saw them die a bit, this time they got to stay alive. Now they're going to
remaining.
1v1, he's stuck in the Hunter's Fury animation. You know, Dex, where he's at, find it! You can! Shells coming in large and in charge there. Boise State, they are going to win their 5th round. However, like you said, Jack, there's still that 2-round differential. Pulling them in! Is going to be what possibly the victory of Boise State relies on.
Yeah, this could be huge for them. I mean, the fact they're able to answer back in a force spot in a thrifty round is amazing. I'm not really even sure what happened for Farmingdale. It seems like they just fell apart a little bit there. They may be relying a little bit too much on Sad to be the closer, but you still need to play up front. Instead, they just kind of fell apart at the very end. What it means mathematically is Boise State, they win this. Odds are they're going to win the bonus round. Or actually the round after the pistol round, not the bonus round, get up to 7-7, and then lose the pistol round, or the bonus round potentially. It would be 8-7, but it would be really in anyone's court at that point. So this pistol round is super important going forward. Boise State, they lose this one, and despite having a great last round before the halftime swap, it might mean nothing.
Go to target a star.
Rushing it down C long in the pistol round is certainly a courageous choice, but I'm not sure when they're actually, they are going to full-blown commit to it. I expect a shock dart coming out from Sad, finding so much free damage, and even in elimination involved. Going down early, and Panda not far behind Sad, dropping a 20 bomb now. That's going to be
spike down. C.
Farmingdale looking for a flawless round in what I think may be the most important round of the series so far. However, Dreammaker behind that exit frag, I don't think we're going to be seeing much more.
Jets and tailwinding into an enemy headshot. I mean, there's not really a more common combination than those two things, it seems like, at least in this series. It might not be flawless, but there's nothing that Dreammaker can do here. They've been found out by the 0 point. It's really just a matter of time if someone decides to rotate on them, or they just let him walk away, or maybe they just walk into someone. This round is practically over. It's really just how quickly will this actually end.
Standing ahead.
It's not impossible for Dreammaker to maybe find another 1 or 2 on the way out, as there are a few members that are in the red or the yellow, but winning this is almost impossible.
Yeah, unless we see the spray transfer of a lifetime with a ghost. And oh no! Okay, all right, still not bad. 2 on your way out the door. That is going to be better than the 0 you could have walked away with. That was definitely one of those situations where they check the corner, but you're so used to nobody being there that you go to look away, and then you're like, oh, wait!
You could like see the moment of fear just like from like their mouse movement. They're just like,
Right here.
they look away and they're just like, oh crap, like you just like go back, you know, try to finish that one out. They do, but the trade is there. Zeno has a good enough angle to make sure that that is not found in vain. And it's not bad you're Farmingdale. Even though you lose 2, it is the pistol round. You're going to buy anyway, considering that you won. Losing a few people actually gives them a bit more credits.
Revealing area.
Here, again, Boise State, how many guns can they take out of the hands of Farmingdale for their bonus to make sure it's not contested at all?
Sosa holding Raj may be biting off a little more than they can chew. The double P comes out. Sosa going to miss a lot of damage there, trying to farm through the smoke, even finding a little bit of damage, some purchase there. But Chief Sosa able to get out of that kerfuffle in a moment that I truly did not expect. I thought they were going to be taken offline pretty early.
Well, they did it. That's all that matters. That's why you want to play Jet. I mean, we're seeing Chamber being played a lot more now in place of Jet or with Jet. And we always talk about this like he's not really Sentinel. He is a duelist, and I'm not going to let anyone tell me otherwise. But here on this map, neither team wanted to play it, probably weren't practiced on it, and because of that Jet play, they're able to live for a little bit longer in this round.
Revealing
Found the swamp alarm bot down.
All right, all 5 of them rushing onto the A side here. Akiro picks up 2. Going to be able to make some great space. All of a sudden, it's going to be a 4v3 in favor of Farmingdale. Shells takes out Zeno, possibly when it matters most. 32 HP and a dream. Things looking rough for Boise, but Panda trying to make them look a little bit better, taking out Akiro. Well-played headshot and a Cypher. Going to be the next to fall. Dreammaker takes out Subi, and the pressure is off. Panda finds one, but a 1v1. Sova v Sova. Dreammaker, a sheriff hit. Oh, he died to one tap! Absolutely incredible positioning and timing and accuracy from Dreammaker to not quite tie things up, Jag, but the gap grows smaller once again. Boise State in a 6-8 deficit.
And that really changes things because Farmingdale, they bought there. Boise State, it was not a force. They saved, and now they get a bonus round on top of that.
Right here.
This is
scary. Entirely
flippable. Yeah, usually when the pistol round, you're guaranteed at least 2 rounds. Not this time around. It falls apart for Farmingdale. The sheriffs, they're always scary. There's always that one tap potential, especially when you only have light armor. Somehow, someway, Boise State, they have not only found a way to save this, they have found a potential win con.
The condition is here, and it all comes down to this round in particular. How much damage can be done? How many eliminations can be found? Sad rocking the shorty. That could be a huge opportunity if Boise chooses not to walk down C long. That Soma's pretty much useless for the rest of the round. Subi with a shorty of their own. If only Boise knew they could play the long-distance game and walk away A-okay here in round 3 of the second half.
If only they knew, but yeah, there's no... For Ultimate Online, and even if they did have that, that would not reveal what weaponry they have. It just seems like, yeah, they're all going for the shorty play, so essentially this holding angle. Oh, Sosa, you're going to be in a world of hurt.
Unless... Oh! Sosa takes out Panda,
Sosa?
but the trade will come through. A great accuracy from Sosa. Jabal does find that counter, and Subi gets taken out by Jabal, who is tearing it up in the midfield right now. 4v3. Sad is the shorty's just not gonna cut it. 6 HP. Let's Dreammaker live to tell the tale.
Once they actually didn't heal that up, they can go to the sky, so there's
30
definitely
seconds
time
left.
for them to make sure they're healed up. If they decide to use it, or maybe they don't even have the overgrowth online. I'd be shocked if they didn't.
They bought it.
Spike planted.
It's, you know, I think there they get a little bit over aggressive. The shorty strat really works if you have the element of surprise running up into them. Doesn't usually work out in your favor. You kind of just the hope that someone runs by you and then you can get the headshot like that. This Sofa is still living on a prayer right now. They're still very much in the red. So Dreammaker not going to get that extra healing. Which is really interesting because they did full buy. I feel like here you want to keep as many guns as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to talk about Shells with
They
the
have
Riot
it.
Gun Buddy. That was pretty cool.
They have the overgrowth. Look, it's right there. So
They just chose. They're saving it, Jack. They're just
they're saving it for next round.
Yeah, saving it for a rainy day.
Hawk out.
Oh, Akiru takes out Shells. That Riot Gun Buddy's not going to cut it for you there, my friend. It's up to Zeno. Finding... No, they missed the first one, but Dreammaker will fall. Akiru dying to the spike. That is not nearly as one-sided of a round as Boise should have had.
Yeah, we talked about this before a lot, and I'm sure probably for the people who watch us weekly, they're sick of me saying it, but That's 3 elims. That's actually huge in a round that you have to save fully. And you lose Dreammaker at the end. Again, this is a big... I don't know why they didn't do this. I don't know why they didn't use the Overgrow. They could have potentially saved him there. He was only hit once. Probably could have lived through that one shot if he was healed up to 100. Instead, ends up having to rebuy. So this economy is not nearly as secure for Boise State as it should be. Farmingdale, they can buy here. Despite Farmingdale having a very big 30 round go against them, they win this equalized one here. It's like null and void. It's like it never happened because the economy won't be there for Boise State for another round or two after this.
Sosa just loving the shotgun gameplay here in Garage, but as a shotgun lover myself, that's not something you suspect to work more than once. I would not be surprised to see these teams, you know, stop using Garage nearly.
No charges. Flashbang.
Spike planted.
Oh man, I'm not the least bit sure how W Panda was able to walk away with that success. Now a Hunter's Fury from Boise State finding a great opportunity to succeed, and Subi falling is going to make that all the easier. There's now a 1-player advantage in favor of Boise State. However, as I say it, oh my goodness!
Was that a triple collateral?
I don't even know. I'm sorry. I don't even know what just happened. I think that was a triple collat from Shells, and if it wasn't, it was the spray transfer of a lifetime.
I saw two the symbols on the side that is like the wall bang, so I'm pretty sure that was a triple collateral, which is absolutely insane. I have never, ever seen that in Valorant casting, and all of a sudden what we just talked about goes out the window. Boise State, they clutch up. Doesn't matter. They're tied up. Farmingdale, no economy themselves. The shotgun play, they've tried it, it's not working out. And Boise State might be able to take this lead back again. And what would be like the 4th or 5th lead change they've had so far in this series.
The lead has been exchanging hands so many times. I mean, it is absolutely absurd how often that these teams are asking these leads back and forth. Sad. One Nuggets not enough. They're losing the entire power battle here. 2v1 in favor of Boise. Akira, I mean, hey, two good one-taps in a dream, but unfortunately that dream is not going to make an appearance here today. The Waffle Iron stays on the side, and Boise State walking away with a 9th round win, only 4 shy of beating Farmingdale here on Haven.
It is another pretty costly round when they have the bye, and Farmingdale doesn't. They lose 3 members again. They don't get the spike plant, that's pretty key, so they don't get those extra credits because they run out of time. So, Farmingdale, they do lose that previous rounds, or 2 previous rounds ago, in a very dramatic fashion. That triple collateral, absolutely insane. But they're only down 1 round. Ultimates are actually in their favor just a little bit. They can buy here. They can't get snowballed. They were able to snowball Boise near the end of their attacking half, able to pick up at least 2 extra rounds before it was all said and done. Now can they stop the snowball happening to them?
Snowball started rolling, but Panda on the left they're looking for. Oh, it's going to be Panda involved with a double kill early. A Guardian making an appearance from Subi, in my opinion, probably the most underrated gun in the game. That's exactly why Subi with the blind fire headshot. Obviously, great opportunity. Now the ultimate making it as well. Leonid Sosa taking out the ball. They all the harder for Boise to call back. Dreammaker finds a cure. You've got to find 2 more eliminations. A lot of damage has been done, but a lot more left to be dealt.
Player standing.
All over again. Subi finds 1. Sosa finds another, and Farmingdale are going to tie us back up 9-9.
I feel like you and I used to meme a lot on the Guardian, saying like, why would you run this? It's not a great gun. It's really good, actually. It's really good, especially at longer range battles. I would take that over the Vandal any day. I mean, if you have a Vandal and your spray transfer, or I would say, I guess trigger discipline is really good, then it can win out. But the fact that you can just get a random headshot like that and you kind of just tap it and try to find someone out in a smoke like that, it's very underrated there. Subi really is the one carrying that. Not only do they get that headshot, they get a very nice null commands. They're able to silence everyone. They continually find out information about where they are, or at least knowing that they're on the point. Just a really well played execution there on the retake. And again, back and forth. It has not ceased at all like that. The biggest lead we've seen, I think, is 2 or 3 rounds. That is nothing in a game of Valorant.
Yeah, I think the biggest we've seen was the 3-0 at the beginning of the series, and then after that, it has just been so unbelievably back and forth sad. Unfortunately, it sends that 100 down the drain just a bit. Subi not taking any damage, but definitely provoking some attention. Looks like we're seeing a hard rotate around to that A site. However, if Farmingdale becomes even a little bit wise to it, it could be disastrous here for Boise State.
Disaster is what they're trying to avoid right now. They have the ultimate advantage. It has flip-flopped. What do you even engage with? The Cosmic Divide, it's a bit risky about the information.
You want to fight it!
Cypher, you gotta wait for a body if you want the neural theft, but Cosmic Divide is what's gonna come through.
Cosmic Divide can definitely be as harmful as it can be helpful. You gotta make sure you're squeezing it appropriate. And honestly, I love the smoke from Jabal there underneath into hell to make sure nobody's kind of playing silently on site.
Initiated.
White Plant comes through, and that's why they're playing it slow. They're gonna bring out Akiru's lockdown. Now a counter divide, not quite the cross grid we were looking for, but appearance, Dreammaker waiting for the opportunity to shine. 5 got aside of 1-4 straight away. Akiru gets the Panda with the Spectre. No less. Nubi takes out Dreammaker, and it's going to be Farmingdale. The game looking to take the lead for the first time in a long time, and they've done it. Farmingdale finding themselves up 10-9. Jag, I'll say it just one more time. The Waffle Iron has been flipped once again.
It has the lead. It does go back to Farmingdale. The economy of Boise State, I don't think it's going to be good enough here to buy. They have had some amazing thrifty rounds. Actually isn't too bad. Do they go for a hybrid buy? Do they try to go for that kind of, half buys we always talk about? Blaze-Storm is online, so if I was Panda, I would buy for someone else. I'd buy for J-Bag. Give them that weapon. Use your knives as your own weapon instead. They're committing to a Spectre. See how this ends up. Still 7 seconds on the clock. That tells me they want to save the Blaze-Storm for a rainier day when they really have nothing to buy for. But there we go. Okay, so they do hear us at the last second, and they will be going for what I think is the better play here. Giving themselves the best chance to win this round.
Good play from the team indeed. Chief Sosa rocking that up. It seems like every time Sosa has an op, the opposing team just goes to any other site. Second round, we've seen Sosa buy an operator, and that site is completely null and void. No attention paid in the slightest. Now to see the ball, lucky in for a rude awakening. There's that storm out for the dash. Takes up Sosa. Finds Dreammaker, and it's going to be Stewie taking out a second one. Jabal is going to bite the bullet.
One enemy remaining.
In favor of Farmingdale and Jag in the final moments, just like the Super Bowl, the final moments of the game. Baby, holding away from Boise if Farmingdale can continue this rollout.
I know that you're from Ohio. I know you're not necessarily a Bengals fan, but I'm sure there was a bunch of pain, as you said. That was the most Ohio sports thing you can imagine.
Truly.
Boise State, they're trying to avoid an Idaho sports kind of thing. I'm not even sure if they have any pro teams there, but regardless, it looks good. They go for a bit of a risky play. Now they've got nothing really to work with. They're continuing to force by it looks like. That's an operator that could have come out. No, they're going to sell that. They're just selling everything they have here. And this is really dangerous because look at where the score is. Farmingdale, they win one more. They're guaranteed at worst OT. At best, they're just able to roll through and get the next 2 rounds, take this away. These decisions by Boise with their economy at the very end could really break down this map for them.
Insanely dangerous. I think that proverbial panic button we always talk about has been pushed by Boise. They're thinking we can't afford to lose, but what they don't understand is they could have afforded to throw just this one more round. They could have lost just this one and full bought in the following. However, they're going to force it up. They're going to try to stand strong and stop Farmingdale in their tracks. The pressure is on Jag. The first elimination of the round could very well dictate how Haven comes to a close.
You saw Subi play this angle before. That time, though, they had a shorty. This time, they have a Vandal. Will they get impatient again and try to climb up into this window? No, they're going to wait. They're going to have the trigger discipline.
Somebody turned! Subi with the double kill and the greatest trigger discipline I have seen in ages. You've got to be checking your corners, folks. I sound like a broken record week after week. You've got to be looking in those corners.
That's like one of the first things Bupasaurus taught us when we were learning casting. You always got to talk about when players got to check their corners. That time they don't. They walk through. And like you said, the trigger discipline, that's what makes that play. If Subi goes for that first elimination instead of waiting, that's probably a 1v1. 1v1 trade. That time they win a 2v1 without really any fire coming their way.
5v3, Boise finding themselves.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my goodness, however, Farmingdale's not even going to give them a chance to stand in the position. That is just Boise getting rolled over by Farmingdale here into the 12th round. For Farmingdale, only one left, and Jag Boise just dumped their entire economy.
Match point.
Just forces on forces on forces. They will still be able to buy some weapon right here, but think about if they went back to those 2 rounds ago, they saved there. They would be in a much better position now, a much more equalized position weaponry-wise, and instead they've got to just spend everything they can and come down to a Bulldog, 2 Vandals, and 2 Spectres. Not the best look going into a full buy on the other side, including an operator from the defenders. And we talked about how many good angles there could be for Chief Soza here. Subi, because of that play, also got the no command online, so they were able to silence them again, suppress them. Like that play, that decision by Subi to play much more patiently, it was already pretty favorable for Farmingdale, but it completely made it in their favor there.
It made it almost unwinnable for Boise at that point in time. I mean, losing 2 so quickly, so aggressively. I don't think that KO was even a single point of damage. I mean, it all of a sudden became so one-sided for Farmingdale. A lot of util being used here on the A side, trying to make some space, and it looks like the spike will be making an appearance of its own. Boise, this is truly their last time to shine on Haven here. Jag and Dreammaker gonna pick up an early kill onto a hero. I think you gotta find at least one more kill to really kind of put yourself in the lead and a bit more of a comfort zone.
Geez, force ultimates out here. You could try to go for an Earth that's actually, I think it might have expired right now, but that really would have given you a lot of information. Instead, you kind of stack the point, which means that Hunter's Fury is not going to be nearly as useful. What you do have is the rotation, though.
Okay, there it is. That's going to be the tie-up kill I was looking for. Zeno able to find not 1, but 2, and now things going to be changed up just a little bit more in favor of Farmingdale. However, the damage, the health is simply not on their side. And it looks like J-Mac trying to take advantage. Does Sad have the time? Dreammaker has given up on saving it. Oh, I don't think he knows. He's got time. He absolutely has time. Oh, okay. I was wrong. I definitely thought there was some time on the clock there, but Dreammaker is going to be able to keep them alive another day. Double digits on both sides, entering round 23. Every round until the end is Boise's last chance to win here.
The force works out. Is overtime on the cards. We're going to continue to battle back. They keep all the ultimates they had. And I agree. I actually thought there was time to defuse that. I guess either, we're not good at math. Maybe we're just not good at, figuring out time either.
I think the audio was off. Because I think the audio changed when we swapped spectator point of views. I don't know. It definitely sounded like there was time.
It's not our fault. That's the summary. It's not our fault. It's never our fault. Sad dropped a 30 bomb. Dreammaker trying to bring it back with their own Sova play. They still don't understand. That's the biggest thing. They can still contest. A defuse attempt, which is the biggest thing right now. They need to keep that as long as they can. But also, the Cosmic Divide, do they use that like they did previously? They've run in very aggressively with it, tried to shut off a point with that. And they've had mixed results, so I'm intrigued to see what they try to do here.
Right here.
Sad, gonna stick to the location there. I don't know why you would do that. They know you're there. Oh my goodness. Sad taking just a little bit of damage from the double shock dart play. However, that may be an overcommitment from Boise State there. Now both shock darts have been used.
Yeah, Dreammaker now has no shock darts to contest. Again, the defuse, try to shut that down. It's going to come down to Hunter's Fury, and while that is really good, it is possible that you actually live through at least 2 of the shots, depending on how much health you have yourself. Right. Meantime, nothing's really happened beyond that damage that was given over to Sad. Everyone else is fully healthy on the side of Farmingdale. This rotation is so slow that there's only about 35 seconds left, and this Cosmic Divide is going to let them know exactly where this push is coming through.
Yeah, and Zeno now going to be doing a little bit of a final transfer. You kind of going up and being taken back down. Immediate headshot. Zeno J-Mac finds the trade up their own shell, taking out a crew, and now Neural Theft is online.
Down.
On the side of Farmingdale, but it is a 7 HP Sova and a Dream. Sad. Coming at 100 Fury, looking for the vengeance, takes out Chief Sosa. All of a sudden, it is a 1v1. I think Dreammaker just pops the ult here. Just make some space, make some noise, and call it a day.
You're vulnerable, though. Either way, you're super vulnerable, 7 health. And all it takes is really any sort of breath on you. Just a body shot, a leg shot. But Sad doesn't catch the timing. And they're going to have no idea where they are. This is actually huge from Dreammaker. They still have the ultimate. It'll give up where they are. But if they play far away enough, it might not even matter. The spike might just go off.
I think you should be playing just like Dreammaker is. Somebody needs to take box, playing it slow, and he finds it! Oh my goodness, absolutely incredible performance there from Dreammaker. Truly a great opportunity to not quite tie things up. You are now 1 round away from forcing that overtime.
Farmingdale, they still have enough economy for the most part. It looks like Akira's gonna have to go for a Bulldog, but everyone else will have their full kit.
Right here.
Dreammaker's been clutch. I mean, it says it on the screen. Last 2 rounds, last person alive. This one has to do the dirty work themselves last time. Just let the spike go off. They're gonna have to continue to go off themselves because they are part of the reason this team has been able to battle back. They win the 1v1 against Sad, despite having so much less health. They still have the ultimate. That's the biggest thing. They still have the Hunter's Fury that could contest a defuse or just open up a site. Farmingdale, all they have to work with right now is the Cosmic Divide.
Oh! And they don't get to work with much of Cypher's kit as he's taking off straight away. Oh, little shot cart trade does come through, and I don't think either of them found first. Farmingdale now in a great opportunity to succeed. They're one elimination shy of really being large and in charge. However, I think they're just going to try to get out of Dodge as quickly as possible, rotating back out of the A site.
Yeah, they're either gonna have to push onto A or try to back out. You see that Farmingdale, they're not committing to A, even though that's where all the noise has been made. They're actually moving more towards B, more towards mid. So if they do try to pop through window, they might be in for a brute awakening. Sad is watching the angle. They got every point of entry covered, basically. They are not committing to anything. That's the sign of a very well oiled machine, a very smart defense.
Yeah, a very smart defense indeed. And it looked like that Jet was going to take just a bit of damage. And, oh, by golly, all right, Dreamer coming out early with the Hunter's Fury, forcing to be out of Cubby, able to find that elimination. And
30
now
seconds
tie
left.
Up 4-4. However, that is an expensive ultimate for only one elimination, Jag. And Boise State's got to win entirely on mechanics alone. If that Cosmic Divide makes an appearance from Farmingdale, it's going to become that much harder for Boise State to engage on site.
Let's talk about this, though. Dreammaker might have free entry. Oh, no, Akira wins it. This is huge. There's only 10 seconds left. They have to go for the plant, and that's going to be the lockdown.
Win it, but the lockdown doesn't make an appearance like you said. However, Cabal just walking up a large and charge. All of
There's no time.
And there's nothing left. There's no time on the clock, and elimination comes through from Farmingdale, and they win it 13-11. Haven going not quite all the way, but just about as close can be.
Yeah, at least all the way in regulation. No overtime this time around, but it was so close. Zeno does get the final elimination on that round, but even if they didn't, I don't think there was enough time left to plant. I think it was just a second, about half a second shy of when they had to start to actually get that down. Unwinnable situation there, unfortunately, for Boise State. We're able to battle back, almost bring it all the way into those extra rounds. But some decisions that they made here and there with their ultimates and their economy put them back into a spot where they had to battle back. I really think going back to the point where they were forcing 3 rounds in a row, it did finally work out in that third round when it came down to make or break. You have to win now or you go home on this map. But I feel like if they had saved that first time around, could be much closer. Could have been 12-12, honestly, and we could have had more to play. But we will at least have more to play, because we do have at least one more map in this series.
Yeah, at least one more. And I believe we know the second map. I'm not sure if we know the third. I believe we're going to Bind next, if I'm not mistaken, which I am super excited to see.
For the third one. It'd be split for the third one if we do go to that.
Gotcha. I'm excited, though, because both of those are not particularly op-centric maps, and I feel like we saw a lot of operators making an appearance, so maybe that shakes things up a little bit down the line. I'm also not sure if we're taking a break right now. I believe we are, but I'm not positive on that fact, so we're going to throw it to a short break. At least I'm going to throw it to one, and if I'm not supposed to, we'll be right back. But anyway, we'll see you folks right back here with Map 2 in just a couple of minutes. Don't go far.
The only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 Wireless?
On his way, sir.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back for Map 2 of what has been an interesting series so far. Haven being nothing short of the Battle of Two Sobas, but hopefully we're going to get a little bit of some different action moving into our second map, which is Bind. This is, of course, the Farmingdale Rams A team up against Boise State. And Jag, moving into Bind, is there anything specific you'd like to see from these teams?
I think the biggest thing is that both teams have to be really careful about aggression. I think both of them were punished quite a bit for going a little bit too close to the sun, pushing out, kind of blindly, not checking their corners, stuff like that. So that's something I would say for both teams. I think specifically for Boise, really thinking about the long game. You don't have to win every round. Valorant, it is a little bit more punishing than a game like CSGO 13 as opposed to 16. But regardless, you can give up a round, save, and then play for the next two. We saw at the end of Bind, they tried to force over and over again. It put them in a really uncomfortable position where they ended up losing the series, and it could have possibly been drawn and gone to overtime. It was 13-11. It was definitely drawable, at least bring into those extra rounds. Instead, they lost 2, and they only had to lose 1 at least to get that economy back up. And I think, going into Bind, this is make or break for them. We talked about this earlier on the broadcast, though. This was the map that they began their reverse sweep on last week, and that was 18-16. So can the magic be done again tonight, or will this series end here? One of these teams, as we said earlier, is going to be going home with their first loss of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you mentioned, you beat me to it. Bind, Boise took all the way to 18-16 on last time they played it. So extra innings in the end of that one. So this very well could run the mile. We saw Haven go all the way 13-11. I would not be the least bit surprised, not even an iota of surprise, if they take this all the way to the extra rounds, to the overtime as well. I believe we had a substitution as well. We'll talk about that in just a little bit because I don't remember who was being subbed in, but I believe it was Subi who's being subbed out, who, as I mentioned earlier, was kind of a battle of the Sovas. So to take one of those players out here moving into map 2 is surprising to me.
Well, Subi was the one on KO, if I remember correctly. So I believe Sad and Dreammaker are still in the lobby. But this tells me they probably don't want to play KO here. They probably have something else in mind, which makes sense because, yeah, Bind, not great for KO. But you know what also makes sense to me, Septilence?
What's that, Chad?
Lenovo Legion and their Y25 monitor, because Lenovo Legion knows you play to win, to stand up from the competition, need equipment that matches the speed of your thoughts and actions. The Legion Y25 monitor delivers wins in the toughest, most critical situations with extreme 1 ms response time to its insane 240 Hz refresh rate. The Legion Y25 doesn't just keep up, but does a lot more.
Jag, you know what else is crazy? That it is built for those engaged in vast multiplayer battles at the tournament level. The Legion Y25 offers a 24.5-inch FHD IPS panel with a built-in NVIDIA G-Sync compatibility. The Legion Y25 monitor is available at Lenovo.com and other fine retailers. You know what else is crazy? We've got some chamber gameplay,
draft.
and that's all we wanted.
Yeah, this agent select has been intriguing to say the least. Funko Rob was the one brought in. And my guess is probably feels more comfortable on the Sova because Sad now is selecting over to the duelist role. Is going to be on the Raze.
Choose
it
your
makes
agent.
a lot of sense. This is probably her best map, if not second best map. I would say Split is the other one that's really, really good with her, just because her paint shells. There's a lot of close quarters, so they can kind of just blow up, bounce off of things, and just obliterate someone who's in the crossfire for that. Both teams were running it. Dreammaker actually swapping off too, so it just seems like it's a battle of Sad and Dreammaker right now. You know, the teams as a whole. Both performing really well, but they are mirroring each other across the board. I want to go back to the thing you said. Panda is swapping to the chamber. You and I discussed this a little bit earlier. This is something we're seeing more and more of. We saw it in VCT this weekend. Jet players are the ones playing chamber. How is this character a Sentinel? There's no way.
It's just like a 0% chance. That chamber is anything short of a duelist. I mean, he truly belongs there. It is just... He is a duelist. His entire kit is built like he's a duelist, and eventually, maybe one day, Valorant will just be like, "We got you." It was a year-long prank. He is a duelist.
Well, I will say there's a lot of similarities, though. I mean, it's a movement-based character. It's a little bit different. You know, Jet kind of just does her own thing. She's not relying on anything. Chamber's relying on those tethers to make sure they're still up so he can teleport. So those are destroyed. A lot less agile, but when he has them up, you see a lot of Chambers now picking up the operator. They can teleport in and out. Situations that get to high ground, just like an updraft. So very similar kind of playstyle. Plus you get all those weapons. You get the Headhunter. You get your ultimate, the Tour de Force. There's a lot of damage you can do with them.
Ooh, I just realized Dreampunk. Or no, wait, no, hold on, reset. Dreammaker rocking the Mage Punk Ghost, one of the best skins in the game, in my opinion. I love to see it, and I hope we see it just a little bit more. However, it looks like Farmingdale has gone for a bit of a shorter buy once again. They seem to be rocking the classic, a couple of ghosts from Boise. I think there was a Sheriff, but I'm not positive on that fact. Either way, you know, this is super important because if Boise loses this first round, it's not devastating, but every single credit counts, especially in these early rounds.
Yeah, the pistol round kind of sets the pace, at least for the first 2 or 3, I'd say, that precede it. And usually when you go for the light buy weapon-wise, you're going to get light armor, you're going to get your abilities. So it's kind of like, do you prefer that upfront firepower, just do more damage, or do you try to go for a little bit more spam? And I mean, if you got the paint shells, it could work out really well.
Oh, more like Z. Oh my goodness. Bad though, gonna be able to pick up a double kill early.
One
Dino
enemy
finding
remaining.
one more, already 4 down on the side of Boise. We talked about the importance of these expensive weapons, and we didn't even get to see them. I'm not ready to go. Not life kill. Panda is going to find one on his way out the door, but that is unfortunately not going to be enough. Farmingdale winning early here on Vine, going up 1-0.
Yeah. Not quite flawless again. Totally fine on the pistol round. Sad wasn't a rebuy anyway. A bit of hubris there, I must say, using your blast pack to bounce right into the enemy with your knife out. You know, it's one of those highlight plays that maybe it works out, maybe put it on your reel, but this time it doesn't. It does avoid a flawless Farmingdale, but they still got the buy. They got the Spectres. They got the Marshals. And again, we're seeing characters we don't usually see play these snipers. Astra, not an agent that usually picks up a Marshal, but we'll see what Xeno can do here.
And maybe Xeno a bit of a Marshal specialist. However, gonna get flashed into absolute oblivion.
Guy's out.
Maybe a bit of a DC. That was weird. Xeno did not move an inch, just staring into the void. Not completely sure what happened there, but perhaps picked up one. No, and done. A genius play from Chief Sosa. Not to overcommit. You found your eliminations, and that is truly all you needed. Now, tied up 3-3, not a similar agent on the board. We've got 6 individual agents on stand right now, and it may come down to their very kits that determine which one of these teams walks away with the round.
You can't dash out of harm like that if you're playing a Chamber. Chamber has to have those tethers set up in advance, so there you see kind of where Jet can excel a little bit more. Able to get out of harm's way, able to avoid the Headhunter. That keeps that 3v3 alive. Boise State, even though they're even, they might actually be able to pick up some weaponry here from those eliminations they got. And they do have at least one Spectre. They're still playing this super slow. It means that Farmingdale, they're not going to fully commit to this ASA. They've actually rotated a little bit off of it. And Funkara might be in a world of hurt, depending on how they decide to play this.
30 seconds left.
Never mind. I was going to say get double swung there, but it looks like J-Bag was just a little bit too slow.
One enemy remaining.
Coming through. Chief Sosa, though, coming in loud and proud and putting 3 down in total. More than enough time to defuse the spike, truly. I mean, it was just planted. That is not going to be anywhere close. Truly a great win for Farmingdale. And Jag, personally, I am a bit of a superstitious statistician, and I believe that because Farmingdale has won those 2 rounds, that Boise State should find themselves up, in this upcoming round.
Yeah, they should be able to get that bonus round underhand. I actually want to disagree with you, though, respectively. I don't think that was a good win. It was a very light buy from Boise State. They get 3 eliminations. I mean, look at what Farmingdale has. We always talk about, you can try to contest this bonus round, at least try to get some guns off the board from the other side, maybe win it in a surprising fashion. Doing that this way is going to be very difficult. It does look like we have a disconnect. Xeno has...
I thought so.
Disconnected from the... Yeah, I mean, they just kept holding the angle. They were getting debarded. And I was thinking maybe they were just trying to be big brain and be like, I'm just going to get this, 1-for-1 trade and just take the brunt of the damage. But you were right. It is an idea DC. But I want to go back to just the point I was talking about really quickly. They could have contested this round. Now it's almost guaranteed to go to Boise unless they can bring out something really, really amazing here on the side of Farmingdale.
And we've seen some pretty amazing stuff from them already, so that's certainly not off the table. We've seen some great individual performances. Chief Sosa comes to mind straight away. This Jet has been absolutely incredible, and, it's going to be that, and of course, Sad is been a top frag, I think, in every map so far. It looks like Xeno has returned to us, so hopefully that was a one-and-done situation. Hopefully we don't have any more tech issues down the line. But the timer can begin once again, and like you said, Jag, we're going to need not quite impossible, but certainly improbable odds here from Farmingdale to walk away with another round win.
And their plan is basically just going to be, we're going to make sure that we have enough to buy next round fully. If we get some extra credits along the way, that's terrific. But really here, you're just playing to try to take some weapons away from Boise State. Make sure their bonus isn't as, fruitful as it could be. Potentially, definitely avoid a flawless and see what you can get out of it. That's really all you can do. Like you said, this round probably going to go the way of Boise State.
A lot of aggression coming out from Farmingdale, trying to flank their way out of showers, trying to get into the swing of things as quickly as they can. But it's going to be that quick B-side rotation that they're truly looking for. 5v5 on the board. It's all about that patience now. First elimination, especially in these earlier rounds, can dictate a win or loss for a team. Nobody wants to be the one to make that mistake. Nobody wants to be the one to overextend and bite the bullet.
Well, so that set up a win condition for the team there, actually getting that orb. They're only 1 away now from the showstopper, and even though they're at a big weapons disadvantage, they get another elim, or they get the other orb that's on the site, all the way on the other side of the map on B. That ultimate, 1-2 eliminations, completely changed the pace, completely changed the tone. Maybe they can get some weapons off of that. All of a sudden, this isn't as unwinnable as I first thought. And it also, Boise State's playing really slow despite the fact that they have the better weaponry. So all these things are kind of lining up for Farmingdale. Maybe can have an upset here in round 3.
Concealment.
The stars
30
are
seconds left.
quite literally aligned. Xeno trying to make sure of that. Waiting on that showers push. They know somebody's in there. We hear the wolf now from Shells, looking for a bit of value. Swapping from Cypher to Sky is also another important location. Probably difficult. Steed Panda goes in quick, able to find that
10
first
seconds
Sad will fall. J-Bag finding that counter kill on 5v3
Spike
in favor of
planted.
Boise. Farmingdale certainly had a fighting chance, but unfortunately, I think that chance is down and out.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. It was a very slow rotation
One enemy remaining.
from Boise, but now they've gotten the site. There's only one alive, just shows that they know where they are. Yeah, I don't think there's any way out of this.
Yeah, unfortunately not. And with Boise only losing one agent in that fight, I mean, truly a great way to win a round. Statistically speaking, they're probably going to be projected to win this next one as well and tie things back up 2-2.
It's possible. So it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be an even buy. So the biggest thing about Farmingdale, what they did last round, is they kept what they had beyond buying, you know, shotguns, sidearms. They made sure they had enough for what they wanted here. There is gonna be a little bit of light armor, you know, and Chief Sosa gonna have to give up the better armor for their weaponry.
There.
But Sosa on this operator, that could be a real game changer, and they've really been kind of the life force of this team so far. Sad not putting on the same performance early on as they were on the Sova, struggling a little bit more on the Raze. So anyone can get it done. It's a jet of an operator.
Sosa may actually get some action here in showers as well. We see, I believe that's the Astro with a bit of a slower rotation. However, I'm not sure they're going to peak it yet. It seems like we're getting the chance to look at a lot of slower rotations, just a little bit of intel gaining. There's no Sova in action right now, or at least, excuse me, no Sova utilizing their kits to confirm these sites are cleared. So we want to see a little bit more action, perhaps. Even I am not completely sure what Boise's about to do.
I think they're looking for default. They're looking for that opening pick. They left the spike in connector from A to B.
Oh no.
Sosa has the angle.
Timing. Shell's getting a little bit too confident with that corner peek. Should have sent the Hawk out first before sending the entirety of your body out. Panda, though, going to find that trade onto Sosa, the operator, down. A huge elimination for Boise to find it, truly tying things back up.
It looks like they're finally going to take that spike over to B, but everyone has rotated to B as well. Dreammaker going very aggressive onto the point. He's going to be locked up in everything.
Yeah,
30 seconds left.
Not sure what Dreammaker's plan there was, but looks like it may not even bite the team in the butt that badly. Still a one-player advantage in favor of Boise. Panda's going to be able to find the spike plant.
Out of charges.
This may turn into just a bit of shooting fish in a barrel here for Boise State.
Sad still has that showstopper. Do they try to commit it here? We'll have to see what they want to do. They're probably going to look for that one elimination first before they do that. Boise State, they do have the numbers advantage, but so many members are low. One on the red, one barely above the red. It's really only their Astra that's full health right now.
Sad might find something, will find something. Jabald was less than a
player standing.
Now it is up to Sad to save the day. 88 HP and a dream. Turning the corner into a double peek though. Maybe that's for you, my friend. Payback finds that Elam and Boise State. They are in fact going to tie things up 2-2.
And it's not that they could have known, but they used that showstopper there and just threw it around the corner.
Right.
That would have been a round win. The decision there to keep on that ultimate for another round for a rainy day. Not going to be one that's going to be favorable for them for now, as it will now be evened up. 2-0 lead has fallen, and this kind of is reminiscent of what we saw previously, but in the opposite direction. It was Boise State that opened up with the previous map, Haven. 2-0, they started falling behind. Then we had that back and forth for most of the map that really never ended until it ended, until there was that 2-round that gave Farmingdale that final lead. They're going to have to go for the light buy here. Boise State has almost everything still to work with. They're going to try to get another round out here. They definitely do not want to fall Thrifty. That would be worst case scenario here.
Falling to a Thrifty is obviously going to damage the econ quite a bit. That is a round you are projected to win. And
Power it down.
it's definitely possible to lose it with the way we've been seeing some gameplay so far. I suspect we're seeing a lot of right clicks up close with the classic and perhaps some incredible one taps from the side of Farmingdale. Funko Rob holding the same angle for the 5th round in a row, and I can't say I blame him. It is a very effective angle at that. Slow gameplay from Boise. I've got to be honest, Jack. Not only is it a little bit boring, but I don't think it's effective enough for them to be continuously doing it. They're still tied up 2-2.
Feels like they're taking a page out of what they saw from Farmingdale in the last bit, but Haven, there's a lot more space to kind of play neutrally, so it makes more sense. Here, there's no mid, so you can only go one of two ways, or you take the TP and try to fake them out.
And it's when Boise storms in, they finally see Limbs. The round looks fantastic. 3rd round in a row, they're going to take B site. 3rd round in a row, they're going to find the spike plant. Let's see if it's the 3rd round in a row that they're going to win. Dreammaker sending in a great maybe there, just trying to make some space. And, oh my goodness, all the units of the world. Panda finds Sosa. He's up to this Astra. She can align the stars, or can she align them for a round win? And Sheriff, you need to find 5 elims, and you don't even get one. The flawless round, the first one on the map, and Dreammaker finding a 3K to boot. Boise State going up 3-2.
Dreammaker, as well as Sad, have kind of been mirroring each other this entire time. Same agents. Last time around, it was Sad getting the better of this, but this time now that they've swapped to Duelist, it really seems to be Dreammaker's world. Dreammaker putting on a much better performance early on. Both of them now have the Showstopper. Sad's had the Showstopper since like round 2 or 3. Has not used it just yet. This might be the time to turn it around, as you can full buy here, but the economy is incredible for Boise, especially Panda. Panda's gonna have 9,000 credits after this.
Oh my goodness, Panda, yeah, living to tell the tale. More than enough credits to work with. Hawk comes out early, and Sosa gonna miss that first shot opportunity, but there's plenty of time for a second look for the wall. Not able to find it. It's Sad. Oh my! You gotta check your corners. Say it with me, chat. You gotta check your corners. Oh my goodness, that is the second time we've seen something just like that happen, and it is gonna bite Boise in the butt. Farmingdale finding themselves on 5-2, and they got the weapons advantage to boot. Chief Sosa rocking and rolling with this off.
Have you seen The Shining? Because I got a little phrase for you. All peeking and no checking corners makes you a very dead boy. And that is what happens there. I mean, it's a perfect bait, honestly. They're using the operator as a way to bring them out. It works out perfectly. Sad there just to finish it up. Sad! Hit 3. This could be an ace. This could be an ace. No, shut down.
Panda! Oh my goodness, Panda not ready to go into extinction quite yet. Gonna be able to find that only kill of the round, but interrupt the ace and no last. Yeah, you've got to wonder, had they used that Showstopper already, they'd be halfway to another one. But sitting on this ultimate is certainly doing more harm than good.
And we always talk about how ultimates compared to other games, like particularly Overwatch, I feel like aren't really as valuable. Like, they're very hit or miss. There's no guarantee you actually get anything out of it. So I'd say go for it. You know, just throw it out, see if it works out. At least you'll be on your way for another one. Instead, they've been holding on to it for forever. They do get an equalized round. They do get some of the economy out from Boise State. Boise State has 4 ultimates to tier 1. I think if there's any time to pull it out, it has to be now, because otherwise you're just going to be sitting on it forever.
Ooh, Sosa might find no, will get baited out. Fast dash away. They know at least one person coming through. Got the Showstopper already on both sides.
There.
I truly think this would be a great round for Farmingdale to use it. I know you just said that, but it would be, I mean, just such a great pace controller, a great opportunity.
You want to fight it? I've got your trail.
Stuck in B long right now. I think you should capitalize off the back. Instead, it's going to be Boise using literally every ultimate they have.
Spike
and
down
more.
B.
We'll find a double KJ for a 2-1 trade. Sosa has nothing. They look for a second, but it's going to be the Showstopper. That's down. Chief Sosa finds that other kill, and after 3 ultimates, Jag, it still was not enough for Boise State to walk away with the round win.
Yeah, it was finally the Showstopper coming out from Farmingdale. Sad fires away, decides to take back that lead and kind of shut me up there. Now they've all of a sudden skyrocketed to the top of the leaderboard on their side and second in the lobby overall after some very good rounds back to back. Boise State, they use it all, but where's the coordination? I mean, those Seekers should be your indication. All right, we see the Seeker go this way. That's where you throw the Showstopper. Like, that is easily an elimination. There were 2 jet smokes. You gotta assume someone's probably hiding in there, especially knowing that the tail end was used very early on. Maybe they didn't see it, maybe they didn't hear it. But that is a very loud ability, so once they fire that first shot early on, it doesn't reset unless you get 2 eliminations. So the setup was there, just the execution, the decision-making, not quite.
Chief Sosa might get timing to hold this angle. Oh! That was a very long jiggle peek. I thought there was more than enough time for that Sova to go down. But speaking of Sovas, let's jump over to Funko Rob, who finds that first elimination onto Boise State and may give Farmingdale our first 2-round lead, I believe, since the very beginning of the map.
Looking good. It is a save round for Boise State, so there isn't a ton expected. Actually, as we look at the... you do see that they do have a Vandals, but this isn't as much of a save as I thought, which means this is actually kind of disastrous that they have no positioning on the point. They are down 1, they have a Hunter's Fury, and they're going to use it. It's actually dueling Hunter's Furies.
It looks like Uncle Rob getting some real value there.
One enemy remaining. Spike down
3-for-1 trade in favor of Farmingdale, and Jabald used the old, I was going to say full HP, but that is no longer a true statement. Cornered in U-Haul like there's no tomorrow. We need just to save a lifetime. The free fire onto Funko Rob. We've got to find 3 more. There's 2. You're 1 HP in a dream. Let's see it happen. Oh my goodness!
What?
Oh, one more. One more for Jabald, and it is a full HP Jet who's approaching you faster than the speed of sound. An operator at the ready, and the wall back. Oh, it's ball. I like the idea to go for a spike plant to guarantee credits, but at the same time, I think Jabald won that firefight had they had their gun out.
I agree, especially because they missed the first shot. I think you fake it, and then you just hold that angle.
Absolutely.
I guess the risk is that you're running out of time. Because originally, it looks like they were going to try to run to B with the teleporter. They saw the timer, like, there's no way, so I have to force A. That could have been 4 kills. That could have been incredible. Jabald, so close to being the hero that was needed from Boise State. But again, I think the biggest thing I want to capitalize on is that they're going again for the bit of a half buy. I was shocked they didn't save there, knowing what their economy was at. They're forcing again. They continue to force. Where's the tour de force? That's like the only. That's the one last thing they can force here.
Oh! Team Sosa falls for the bomb buddy trick. That's going to make reload the op. Unfortunately, cost you your life. However, Zeno able to capitalize right off the back of things. W Panda falls. That's ready. Dreammaker now with an op of their own. Takes that out on the backside. Zeno holding the angle. Whoa, the collat! Oh, Zeno just single-handedly or single-bulletedly just flipping that fight right back in favor of Farmingdale.
We've seen so many collabs come out in favor of Farmingdale. I don't know if it's luck or skill, but they are getting them. Not near, I would say as impressive as the triple cloud we saw earlier, but it's enough, and it's probably going to secure them this halftime, at least draw, unless J-Bag is able to come up with a lot of money, but none left. Akiro finds the final one, and this is kind of what we saw in the last game. It was back and forth for quite a bit. Then as we get to the end of the first half, Boise State seems to fall out of favor of these decisions they make with their economy, not helping them sustain at all. This is a bit healthier than we saw last time, but still a little bit of force from Jabald. Like 2 rounds ago, again, they saved. Last round could have been a much more equal round weaponry-wise, ability-wise, armor-wise. But they keep trying to play for every round, which you don't really have to, especially when you're on the first half.
Not sure what Sosa's game plan was there if somebody did make an appearance, because just floating in mid with your knife out is not going to do much for you.
We're going to be playing a slow game. Once
You're
again
just
from Boise.
claiming your territory there. That's what you're doing with that
Absolutely.
play.
It's asserting the dominance in the situation.
Exactly.
I wholeheartly agree. It's just something funky. I don't think that works out well for anybody if somebody peeks that corner. And speaking of peeking corners, that is waiting for that Zeno now. Going to get caught out quite a bit by those paint shells down to 19 HP. That really could bite Farmingdale in the butt if they don't play their cards right. However, that is going to help a little bit more. Team Sosa not able to find the purchase here. We're looking for a couple of bullets, but you need a few more to kill. And we've seen what Jabal can do with 1 second of peeking. And it looks like Team Sosa is going to find that headshot. What a shot from Panda, though. Kiru up close and personal who finds that elimination. This is going to be round 7 for Farmingdale, Jack. Things are looking much better for them here on 5.
Yeah, they've already guaranteed at least what they would have had previously on Haven, which was that 7-5 halftime lead, which, you know, isn't that much. We just talked about you can equal it up. You know, even if you're down, just get the first 2 rounds, pretty easy peasy. But here, 8-4, that really can differentiate things. I think that puts you at a much worse disadvantage as a team that's down, getting the 2 first rounds, because you're still going to be round 2 and all is said and done if you have that bonus round not go your way. 9-3, I mean, that's a cursed number, so maybe at this point, if you're Boise State, you're going for that and hoping that the gods will bless you. But this is not how it went last time. I did watch the VOD a little bit, and from what I remember of how they played last week, it was much closer. Like, they did not fall into a hole like this when they got that victory here on their second map, which was Vine, to force this amazing overtime victory that helped them win that series.
Oh, the pole is going to ruin that angle entirely, and now a huge opportunity here for Farmingdale to get pushed on just a little bit. This may be Boise's time to shine. They're trying to play hyper-aggressive. They're trying to play angry.
You want to fight
it? Panda takes out Kiru early. The Cosmic Divide making an appearance from Boise State. The Seekers going out a little more on their lonesome, making some space, taking some intel away in favor of Boise. They've got the numbers advantage. Spike's been planted. Looking better and better for Boise here to at least win a 4th round.
And they bring it home. Gotta worry about Sad. He's got the angle, has the operator. If they can find something, it'd be huge. But
out of the charges.
They're also gonna commit to the Cosmic Divide here, so very interesting decision. We'll see if it works out.
What a shot from Sad. They're able to pull one down, and all of a sudden, Farmingdale. That's exactly what's happening there. Farming Boise State right now on Vine, going up 8-4. Like you said, Jack, there's a huge opportunity that 9-3 does happen here on Vine.
And that was so unfortunate. Dreammaker actually thought they had a chance to get back into that. They had the angle. That could have been a collateral, but that just does not go in their favor whatsoever. They got a little bit, I would say, nervous, and you could see the kind of like, it was kind of more of a wild spray. The trigger discipline, not there in that moment. I totally get that. As someone who plays Valorant, like, in those clutch moments, you can easily fumble something like that because you're just so nervous. especially in a game like this. It's a competitive collegiate setting. This is a very important game. This is a very important league to be a part of. So they just couldn't rise to the occasion. Just unlucky. We'll see if they can battle back. They were able to answer here in that last round on Haven, which gave them a little bit of momentum going into the side swap. Here they really need it. Like, I don't care about the curse. I would say screw that. You want to get as many rounds as you can.
It is all about the rounds, like you said. You're trying to farm them as much as you can. I'll not make tons about Farmingdale, but it really does feel like we're looking farmers at work here. Oh, Dreammaker puts down Zeno early. I love the judge. I love to see it used and do well. Oh, the Showstopper takes out the Bladestorm. One ult traded out for another, and that may be the window Boise needed. They've got the Tour de Force online as well. They are looking for these opportunities to get these kills. Making 8-4 at the half. Shot Guard comes through, does a little bit of damage to Panda. Over the nades, those are really going to clean him up. Down to 61 HP.
Nature goes
Getting
down.
harder and harder. Shells
Last player
standing. Making a 4. Not quite. Going to be a 5-second ace that Panda has interrupted this time. No teammate much there.
Switching sides.
Where a win, they win no matter what.
It all starts with Dreammaker, you know, going in to you all and just winning that duel against the judge. Gino actually had a judge as well, so that was a shotgun v shotgun battle, and they never cleared it out. How can you clear that out? It's tight quarters. Right. You have to rotate around them to catch them off guard. But I don't understand Chief Sosa just playing. Like, I would have ran. As soon as I hear the Showstopper, I'm out of there. I don't care where I am on the map. I'm gonna hide, because you never know where it's gonna come from.
Right.
So Dreammaker just continues to play that angle out of garage, forces winnable matchups, and then from there they do get one more on the board. So this is what we just talked about. They're able to win one at the very end, bring it back a little bit more. Only a 4-round difference. They win this one out. They do get 2 back, potentially, if they win the pistol and then the one after. We'll trade another one the other way. But overall, it's looking not as bad for Boise State as it could have, which I think is like the one kind of light in the dark.
Right. Oh, I love the idea there, the strategy of double blast hacking in with the shorty. That was not supposed to work until Panda came through with that teleport right into Ted's hands. Now raised down on the same side of Farmingdale. Shell's able to find Zeno. Their advantage. All of a sudden, that advantage grows and grows until Farmingdale runs away with that round, and they're going to find themselves in a 9-4 lead. Only 4 rounds short of 2-0ing Boise State here and sending them home with their first loss of the season so far.
Double digits looks like it's in the future of Farmingdale. Boise State have the decision here. Do we try to force? Do we try to catch them off guard? And this is always a really risky play in the second half. They are down. They force by here. They lose it out. That's going to be 11-4. Boy, the end of all things for the next 2 rounds. They do have 1 Spectre online. Dreammaker will see if they commit to it. Panda also spending a lot here, so they have 2 members that are really going for it all. They're top 2 fraggers. Everyone else saving. And even if they win this, unless they pick up some nice weapons from who they get, it looks like, again, it could be like a force buy scenario. Like, this economy, just again, it doesn't seem to ever be in sync with all 5 players.
Oh! That's going to be Panda just doing chamber things. A great headshot on the Chief Sosa. And I'm not sure that Brig knows how those work. That's going to be insanely painful. Shells goes down. Panda is well and around. That card so strong for Boise. All of a sudden is against them once again. Going in hot, looking for the spike plan. It's going to be a 1-1 trade once again. Boise, they're down by 1. That one, they just very well turned to 3, and oh my goodness, what a nade from Sad. 3 eliminations. There's truly not much Dreammaker can do. I hate to say it, but you might have to save the Spectre here.
Yeah, I think you have to if you can. Maybe find an exit frag as well. You can't play the point. At this point, you're just hoping for that someone rotates into you and doesn't notice you, doesn't check their corners. Sad's probably feeling really happy. I think it's the biggest thing. They have really woken up. Really slow start. They've come online. Back-to-back amazing paint shells. They're able to get the reset after getting 2 eliminations, too. And that Astrid never stood a chance. Dreammaker, actually? They're gonna try to save it. Yeah, they're gonna try to save the best weapon they had in that round, which was the They get the exit kill too, but no, they fall in the end. What was that?
I don't think anybody expected the TP to happen, including Zeno. I think Sad definitely did not expect them to still be in the teleporter, and it just, at the end of the day, was a bloodbath. We talked about how important that save was, and then it was immediately ripped away. Devastating. I think devastating is the only word that comes to mind right now.
I don't know what I just witnessed. I mean, it would have been huge if they had gotten the Bulldog and walked away with their life.
Let's start
Funko Rob was just sitting at the back of the teleporter. Like, maybe they were expecting it. Maybe they were like, we're just gonna trade this and hope for the best. Or maybe it was just good positioning. I don't know. Either way, it works out a little bit. Boise State do get their bonus round, but it means their top fraggers are gonna have to settle for a Bulldog and a Judge. Not necessarily the best weapons, especially when the rest of your team's full buying.
Shells just a couple of pixels off of an elim there. Could have been huge for the team, but close only counts in hand shoes and horse grenades, so unfortunately that is just not going to be what they're looking for. I got to talk about as well, you know, we're very early into the second half, 0 ultimates online, so we're in that situation where it's coming down exclusively to raw mechanical skill. It is coming down exclusively to kit utilization and performance as a team. And I've got to say right now, Farmingdale seems like a much more confident team than what we've seen from Boise so far.
Yeah, you can see the way they make plays, the way that they kind of like commit to things. It's all together. They're all on the same page. They're taking out Dreammaker too. That's a Judge in their hands. This could be a threat. They can also G-Bet. This is huge.
These sheriffs go crazy for Farmingdale. I mean, that is incredible. What a flick shot coming out from the side of Farmingdale, whose Jet is, their name is escaping me for whatever reason. I don't know why. We've seen it 100 times. But
one enemy remaining.
Is going to go down. Shells down as well. And all of a sudden, it's up to Panda to save the day, and I'm not sure there's much Panda can do. Chief Sosa gonna put that chamber down, and Farmingdale, they very realistically may walk away with a 13-4 here on Prime.
They take away the bonus round. That was absolutely just insane. Boise State, they have nothing they can really force here. They gotta save for next round because they know they're gonna be on death's door. They know this game could be coming to a close very, very soon. At that point, you're just playing to try to get 8 in a row and maybe force overtime. There's no reason to even try to contest this right now. It's not the end just yet. Maybe you can get some nice sheriff shots, as we just saw on the other side. And I just want to kind of go back to what you said and give it an explanation point. These sheriffs go hard when it's Farmingdale. They go crazy.
It's been the sheriff show today. It truly has. Chief Sosa in particular has been absolutely wild with these sheriffs so far. Almost, not actually, but you know, realistically, it feels like they've been more successful with the sheriffs than any other gun of the game so far. And speaking of sheriffs, that seems to be Panda's time to shine as well. This is probably the 4th round we've seen Panda first with the sheriff of his own, and then not much else ever happens. Usually Panda is the next one to go down. So let's see if Boise can break that curse here. Sad is waiting very patiently, very calm, cool, and collected, trying to find the opportunity to get a kill. Here comes that owl drone. Oh, he misses the first shot. Will find the second one. Dark has landed it. There it is. Taylor's overtime. Panda will with the second one down. Shell finds the counter kill. Jabal looking good with the sheriff now. There is a new sheriff in town by the name of Boise State. As I say that, I think Chief Sosa is here to put them down. But they are finally going to put themselves back on the map, Jack.
The rounds that teams should win, they just seem to lose. That's kind of been the moral of this series. It's a huge risk to not really buy anything there except for the Marshall, and yet somehow, someway, it pays off. Despite the weapons advantage Farmingdale, they cannot get the job done, and match point is not there. Boise State, they have at least 2 lives left. And they get to buy themselves. Overall, just perfection. And Sino doesn't look like they can buy here, so they're gonna have to go for a little bit of a save themselves. They're bought for, and now everyone is on even footing. The only real advantage Farmingdale has right now is they have 2 ultimates to Boise State's 1. I'd love to see an aggressive push with the combination Cosmic Divide and Lockdown. I feel like that's really when the Cosmic Divide gets the shine, because it can't be destroyed if you put it behind. And the Lockdown can't get destroyed if you put it behind it.
Did there. A lot of action coming out from the top. They pinned themselves, and that's the terrifying thing. That teleporter is. There's only one exit. It is not up to fire safety protocol. There's only one way in and one way out. And that's going to be a dangerous thing to play with. You don't want to play with fire in a situation like that. But Farmingdale comes out early, and Panda will again, a tale as old as time, be the first one to go down on the side of Boise State. They're now forced into a 5v4. Can J-Back up when the world needs them most? Will they manage? An HP and a Dream not going to go down quite yet. That Cosmic Divide truly just made this all the harder.
Love the Avatar reference. Oh, J-Ball just barely get out of there. J-Ball's gonna have to, just by the skin of their teeth, able to avoid that ultimate. They're still down 1 though, but now they're even.
They're even. Yeah, really trying to make sure they are. Able to find J-Ball early. Oh! Timing it just walks right into it, and Farmingdale is going to be able to clean up their 12th round. Things are looking mighty fine. Entering by the lead is round 18. Things are looking great for Farmingdale as they are on match point.
And do they have the tour de force? They do. So that is kind of their saving grace in this engagement because they do not have the economy to buy a weapon themselves. There's 4 ultimates on the side of Boise. One's already been popped, so we know that's going to have to happen. I mean, it's win or go home from here on out. There's no safety net anymore. You're able to win an amazing 3 round 2 rounds ago. Now that extra life has been taken away from you. You're going to have to, I mean, you don't want to overcommit here and use everything, but I think the showstopper, you know, if you're down, you got to use it. And now there's no showstopper, so never mind.
No showstopper on the table with Panda. I love it. Again, I thought we were looking at a DC the way Panda simply did not move as that owl drone came through. But I get it. You don't want to waste your, a tour de force of your name. Every single one counts. They are not refundable. Zad is going to find an amazing elim onto Shells and Jack. I hate to say it this early into a round. I'm really not sure what Boise can do here. They're already down 5-3. They've got 1 ultimate at the ready. 2 left, and the Cosmic Divide will be making that appearance early. That may do more harm than good, though.
Yeah, there's so much movement towards B, but it looks like the setup's on A.
Yeah.
The Cosmic Divide, again, like I think this actually favors the attackers a little bit because the tour de force angles are going to be a little bit more awkward. Hunter's Fury, okay, the jump doesn't. I think they would have actually hit that if they didn't try to jump
Had
that.
they not jumped. Yeah, I was just thinking that same thing. Oh no! 55 HP, you're going down, my friend. Oh, J-Bag is going to be the final elimination. Onto a hero where Panda has been traded out. Sad, finds 3, looking for 4. But it's going to be cheap Sosa, no surprise there. No way. For Farmingdale. Snaps across the board, an absolutely incredible performance from the team.
It looks like we might have been going to map 3 after how close that first map was, but it was not meant to be. Farmingdale, they took Icebox off the table to give Boise State a chance, but they could not live up to the tasks there. They had an amazing comeback last week, Boise State this time, though. They are going to fall 0-2 in their first loss season. Farmingdale looking terrific here, especially on Bind. I mean, this time they were able to run away. Last time on Haven, Boise State, they bring it back just a little bit, make it very, very close. This time there's no flip-flopping. After, I would say there was like a 6-2, 6-3 lead. After that, it was just all Farmingdale all the time.
Yeah, it was just Bind in particular, Farmingdale really just all day long. And we're actually, I believe, going to try to get to talk to somebody from Farmingdale in just a couple of minutes. So we're going to throw it to a super short break. Everybody use this time, use the restroom, get water, do what you got to do, but come right back here in just a couple of minutes. We'll see you soon.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 Classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
Good evening, everybody, and one more welcome back here tonight. I'm still Septilence, that's still Jag, but this time we are joined by none other than Zeno, the Astra extraordinaire that we saw today. So, Zeno, my first question for you is, of course, you know, that 2-0 victory here tonight was a little shaky in the beginning, but toward the end in particular, you guys really started off strong. So, is there any, or ended strong? Is there anything you feel that you as a team did differently that really started to give you that leg up in the second?
Right. So in the beginning of every game, especially with these tournaments, a lot of times we'll use the first map in order to gauge the other team and be able to learn their play styles and how we're able to counteract it. So we really felt we were just feeling out how the other team played. We were identifying how they would play kind of slow on offense and how we didn't have to use util as quickly. And then we also would identify how the other team on defense, they would use a lot more of their Astra util quicker. So we would ran a lot of more defaults. And we were just trying to feel out how they really played, and that helped us a lot in the bind game.
Yeah, so I actually want to talk about that a little bit more. You on the Astra in particular. So you are, we talked about this during the little break between the broadcast. You are an Astra specialist, right?
Right.
Right. So do you feel you kind of had a very large impact? Because a lot during the broadcast, we talked about kind of the flashier players. Oh, the Sova v Sova, the Raze v Raze. But you just kind of mentioned the Astra util is kind of what it came down to a lot of the time. So do you think that you had a huge leg up or a huge advantage there in simply using your util a little bit later?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to say that. I think all of our players work really well, and we have really good communication when it comes to the use of my util. Sometimes, like, I might put a star down. They're like, "All right, we'll throw a fake there." Things like that. We're constantly communicating on my utility usage, as well as everyone just kind of playing together. So even though I might not seem like the most flashiest of characters, it's still really good to support your team, and that's what Astra is made for. I'm not going for frags. I'm going to help everyone get into the right positioning for post plants, using my gravity well just for post plants as well. Like, that's what I'm mainly there for, just to support my team.
Yeah, and I mean, you're the captain of your team, so it sounds like you're doing a little bit of the IGLing as well, making sure everyone is at the right place at the right time. I want to talk a little bit about Sad, one of the players on your roster, someone that I think you said you're very good friends with as well. I think you said best friends, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
This is a person who is very talented, clearly they're radiant, and we saw them play a variety of roles. So I got to ask, as the captain, as the person deciding these things, how do you kind of design your compositions around them when they can play so many different things?
Yeah, so like I said, that's my best friend. So we have really good communication when it comes to what everyone's comfortable using. In the beginning of the semester, we had a kind of big problem where we really needed Sova, and we had him playing on Sova for some maps, such as on Haven. He's not known as a Sova player, but he's still able to flex and is still able to pop off, as you saw, and support his team to the point where he can play whatever role if he needs to fill for our team, but we want him to feel most comfortable, which is why we use the sub on bind, and we had him on raise.
Yeah, well, the substitutions, they worked. I mean, both players that we saw looked really incredible. Subi, especially on that KO, I feel like had some really standout plays. So
Yes.
I had talked to you about a different thing when we were still on break, but I feel like you'd answered my question for Substance's first question, so I'm going to ask you a bit of a different question. Kind of just your opinion as a primary smoke player, playing, the Astra, and I'm assuming as well at Omen and Brimstone. I want to talk about Brimstone really briefly. He had a buff today. His ultimate now properly blocks gameplay visibility. You can't see enemies on the mini-map through the ultimate. It requires a line of sight, or abilities that require a line of sight no longer apply through the ultimate. Do you think that Brimstone will be more viable because of this, or do you think Astra and Viper are still kind of more the way to go currently?
So, 100%, I believe that Astra Viper is the meta, and it will stay the meta until they nerf Astra. I believe she's one of the best characters in the game, and with the versatility of her util, she's able to assist on kills. She's able to be used for post plants, as well as block parts of the site. Even though her smoke is kind of smaller, you can then always just run a Viper if you need to. So I don't believe that the ultimate was really the problem with Brimstone. I think it's the amount of vision he has when it comes to placing his smokes. If they allowed him to place his smokes more like further in the map, it might be more viable, but it doesn't really seem like meta as like Astra has so many things that she can use.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great point as well. And I agree. I think Brimstone, one of his biggest weaknesses is not having global smokes. They're trying to change him, but it's that global smoke difference that I think is going to bite him in the butt for a long time. But Zeno, before we let you go, one more question just to pull us out of the game a little bit. Is there anybody you want to give a general thank you or just a shout out to before we let you go?
I want to thank Jay, our president of the Farmingdale State College esports team. He has advocated for us constantly and has shown that Farmingdale State College's esports is something great and that we deserve to be here. In addition, I just want to thank everyone on my team, Subi, Akiru, Fireblaze, Funkle, Sod, and Semi. We all did amazing today, and all of us stood out in our own way, and I'm so proud of everyone. And yeah, I'm so grateful for everyone on my team, and I'm so glad to be a part of Farmingdale State College esports.
Very well said, and I can confidently say that a statement has been made here in the CENC at the very least. So, or ECAC, I'm sorry. It is a statement has been made probably everywhere outside of this coordination as well. But Zeno, thank you so much for joining us. We are going to call it a night here, and please tell the rest of your team a huge congratulations.
Thank you for the opportunity. Have a good night, guys.
You as well. Thank you so much. And with that, folks, we are going to be calling it a night. It has been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for riding with us through the DCs and the defaults and the issues and so on and so forth. It has been a great night here with you all once again. Thank you to the teams for coming out. Thank you to all the players for playing. And thank you all for watching. I've been Septilence. That's been Jag. Check your posture, drink some water, and don't forget to love each other. Probably see you guys next week. Till then, have a great night.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 Classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broken, I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must've got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.